What is up, my dudes? We've got the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2019 tournament going on. Today we've got $6 million Echo Slam representing Echo Global Logistics. They finally fixed their name. They're not oh, what were they before? I can't remember. They finally have a team name, so that's pretty nice. And we've got Team Dendiate representing Google. And let's hop right into the draft. So we're going to see a PA ban. I mentioned this in another video. I think PA is just like kind of fallen off the grid completely. She was pretty dominant for quite a while after 7.20 came out. Wraithman got nerfed a few times. Her crits got nerfed early on, so at level 18 it's the same, but early on it just doesn't feel quite the same. You might as well just pick Brewmaster at that point. And the Stifling Dagger, the triple Stifling Dagger talent got moved to level 25, so that really hurt her a lot. So we don't really see this hero that much anymore. I'm not sure if it warrants a ban. Even then, I wouldn't even say it warrants a first ban. Necrophos is actually quite interesting as well. We don't see Necro that much. We saw him a lot at TI, very obnoxious. He doesn't have that Ags upgrade anymore where it makes it so you can't buy back. That was just like the most cancerous of the cancer. That's like stage 5 cancer right there. The Echo Global Logistics, they have some more normal bans. I wouldn't say PL is a first pick material, but Drow definitely is these days. Drow's so ridiculous right now. Her base damage is the same, but her agility went up by 10. So they took away 10 base damage and then added 10 agility on, which means she gets like the bonus 1.7 armor and like 10 attack speed, which is pretty big on Drow. The marksmanship hurts pretty much a lot. SF and Invoker bans as well, a little bit odd. I think I've seen Amazon Nvidia pick Invoker in the first phase, which is actually quite odd. But Shadow Fiend as well, not a hero you see too often in the first phase, so it kind of feels like some of these bans have been wasted. Pangoli got to come out from Team Dendiate. Pangoli did get nerfed a lot in the most recent patch. Lucky Shot no longer can silence and disarm in the same hit, and the chance went down from 20% to 17%. So instead of 1 in 5, it's 1 in 6 now. It's basically like the math used to work out so you would be guaranteed to get at least a silence or disarm per swashbuckle per target. But now I think it depends on how it's implemented. It's like either an additive or multiplicative probability. Someone needs to look at the source code for this game. It's very confusing.
Radiant team pick.
So Ogre Magi gonna come out from Global $6 million Echo Slam. It's a long name, but we'll try and get the names right. We don't see Ogre that much anymore either. He just kind of feels like a bloodlust machine, doesn't really do much else. His cast ranges are a little bit too short, I would say, is like the main problem. Fire Blast is like basically a melee spell at this point. It just feels like you have to get right up, and his cast animation is not that great either. He's gonna like lift his hands up and then like push them forward, and it feels like it just takes a little bit too long. So we'll see what kind of hero they want to pair up with the Ogre. Some hero that benefits from a lot of attack speed. Viper is not one of those, at least not recently. We've been seeing, like, maybe for the last few months, this like magic build Viper, which I kind of thought we'd see a lot earlier, but it just really took some innovation from mid 1 to try and figure out how to use this Viper. It turns out that Nether Toxin stacked with itself, which is a little bit ridiculous. That's no longer the case, and Viper's been nerfed a lot since then. When 7.21 first came out, Viper was like the pick. You would see Viper every game, and it's like stage 6 cancer every game. So Oracle for Team Dendiate, again, a hero who's been nerfed a lot recently. So there was the Start Ladder Major, where Oracle was the MVP hero. Just felt like if you had the Oracle, you couldn't lose. But False Promise did get nerfed a lot in the early levels. It's still the same at level 18, but as a support, you don't normally get to level 18 in most games. So definitely feeling the brunt of the nerfs. So yeah, a bunch of nerfed heroes in this game, other than the Ogre Magi, obviously. Ogre did get buffed, I guess, in the sense that multicast now affects items, but there's not that many items that it's that effective on. If you play Ogre as a support, then it's like, what items are you gonna buy? Maybe you can get like a multicast mana boost, that'd be pretty nice, but you're not gonna get that many items if you're a support Ogre. And then if you're a core Ogre, then like you're a core Ogre. There's a bunch of problems with that, so it's not it's questionable. Probably gonna see support Ogre. So Sniper ban gonna come out from Global Logistics, Echo Global Logistics. Kind of odd because again, Sniper has a lot of counters, so you want to pick him in as like the 10th pick if he's completely uncounted. And even in this game, like it's probably not gonna do too well so far. Actually, it makes sense for $6 billion Echo Slam to ban it because they can't really pick it themselves in this last position. But again, like they can just pick a hero that's better. Viper will go up against a Sniper though, so isn't going to be able to pressure the Sniper too much in lane. But you can still pick like another hero to jump on top of the Sniper in like the offlaner. So a little bit of an odd ban. The Dazzle ban gonna come out from Team Dendiate. I feel like Ogre can only be run in position 5 these days. He just doesn't do enough with any items you buy. There's actually going to be Silencer coming out from $6 million Echo Slam. So it's okay. I feel like Silencer is just not a good hero after T-High. His mana cost just went up far too much. And now he's just a global silence machine. So they've got a Bloodlust bot and it's a global silence machine. It's nice in the sense that you can, if you hear the rolling thunder in the distance, you can just hit global silence and cancel it, so that's pretty nice. Also, the global silence to cancel the Oracle ulti, so gonna be pretty hard for this Oracle to make big plays. But now $6 million Echo Slam, they're stuck in this position where they don't have anyone to start fights until the Viper gets an ATOS. And even then like, there are ways out of ATOS. Ogre Magi, again, has a very short range stun, so it's going to be pretty hard for him to start any fights. Probably going to see this position 5 silence and position 4 Ogre Magi. Back when we did see Ogre a lot, it was like towards the end of the last year's DPC season, and we did see offlane Ogre a pretty fair amount, so maybe we'll see that as well. I like this Bloodseeker ban against Pangoli. It's absolutely miserable to play Pangoli against Bloodseeker. You just get ruptured, and it's like, well, I have to like cancel my Rolling Thunder now, and then you have to do that by swashbuckling. You gotta do a short range swashbuckle, otherwise you take too much damage. It's just all sorts of like miserable. So a nice ban coming from Team Dendiate. The Dazzle is a bit confusing, because again, there's no one on the side of $6 million Echo Slam to make any plays.
Radiant team are now picking
Ember Spirit gonna come out from Dendiate. So Ember Spirit is a flex pick, and he can go mid or off lane, and the Pangoli can also go mid. And we've been seeing that one. Actually, that's probably why Pangoli got nerfed, because he suddenly became a pretty dominant mid laner. Gets his early levels and then can take over the game. I feel like I haven't seen Viper versus Ember recently, at least like since Viper started going for that magic build, so I feel like Ember Spirit can still do okay in this lane. We've been seeing like Max Sleight of Fist as like the new hot thing for Ember Spirit, and Viper is not going to be able to deal with that at all. Just that 160 bonus damage on a 6-second cooldown. The Viper's gonna feel a lot of hate from the Ember Spirit, and it's gonna be a Clink's gonna come out from $6 million Echo Slam. We've primarily only seen Clinks in mid, so maybe thinking of it as a counter to Ember Spirit. Maybe see that Orchid come out instead of Diffusal Blade. Would be okay, but we'll see where they would decide to lane the Clinks. I feel like side lane Viper is pretty trash, but Clinks can do okay in the side lanes, helping out his team with the Searing Arrows. The Ogre can just frontline for the Clinks. Nyx Assassin. I love this hero right now. I think Nyx is like so obnoxious right now, and it also protects them from the the Nyx counter from the Ember Spirit. Of course, the supports for the side of $6 million Echo Slam are pretty locked in. I feel like Silencer is definitely not gonna go mid, and Ogre Magi probably won't go off lane. But yeah, I mean, this Nyx Assassin, he can just run into the Nether Toxin and stun Viper. Viper's gonna have a pretty miserable time. I'm not sure how it interacts with Burning Army. I'm pretty sure that the Burning Army are separate units, so if the Spike Carapace goes onto the Burning Army hits the Nyx during Spike Carapace, I don't think the Clinks will get stunned, but someone's probably gonna have to fact check me on this one. It's kind of like how Death Ward doesn't get cancelled by Spike Carapace, I would assume. It's like a separate unit. Actually, an Axe Band gonna come out from Dendiate. That kind of makes sense. Global Logistics, they kind of need someone to initiate, and Axe would be okay at it right now. Actually gonna be a Luna come out from Team Dendiate. So we'll see who's the offlaner. Faceless Void. So this Tricore coming out from $6 million Echo Slam, whereas we have a little bit of more traditional lineup from Dendiate. They're gonna be the mid Ember Spirit, safe lane Luna. Pank Lee is gonna be the playmaker for their team, whereas Faceless Void I think is gonna be the offlaner for Global Logistics. I think it's okay. The Chrono plus the Clinks is pretty scary. But there's going to be a lot of pressure on this Clinks to find the Oracle in the backlines. If the Chrono Speed comes out and the Oracle isn't in it, he can just false promise them, and then like it's just a wasted Chrono. So it's going to be pretty hard for the side of $6 million Echo Slam to execute these team fights, but it's possible. I'm gonna have to favor. I'm gonna have to favor the other team. Fuck, I forgot the teams already. Alright, well let's just try and introduce the players and hopefully I remember. So on the team of $6 million Echo Slam, we've got Prancing Proxy on the Clinks, Jams on the Silencer, for the Ninja on the Viper, Orabaranica on the Ogre Magi, and Squid Lips on the Faceless Void. Oh gee, I've completely zoned out here. Which game are we watching? I've totally forgotten. This is Team Dendiate. Yeah, it's kind of hard to remember when they don't have the name tags. Anyway, so on the team of Team Dendiate, we've got TypeScript on the Ember Spirit, Dark Legend on the Pangali, Tunka on the Oracle, Explo on the Luna, and Do Not Want on the Nyx Assassin. So yeah, I feel like Team Dendiate's lineup is significantly easier to execute. Gonna start with this Oracle Luna dual lane, which actually doesn't inspire me with a whole lot of confidence. I think if they put the Clinks against the Luna, it's gonna be really hard, but they're gonna put the Viper against the Luna. Already an early point in Nether Toxin. I'm not really sure if this is the right build as a side laner. Also another early point in Arcane Curse. Kind of, we used to see this one all the time. It actually didn't even get 2 heroes with Arcane Curse, and it gets dispelled with the Fortune's End. So this is actually some bad news bears for the Silencer, because I'm sure he's regretting going for Arcane Curse at level 1 now, because now his harass capability is going to be severely limited. He won't be able to orb walk the creeps to trade with the Oracle, and the Oracle is really hard to trade. She's one of the fastest base attack time heroes in the game, and the mana cost for this went from like 90 to 125, so you can only use it 3 times, maybe 4 times with a little bit of mana regen. And it's going to be that Clinks mid against Ember Spirit. This is going to be pretty painful for the Ember Spirit. So I guess like whichever lane Clinks went to would have been the best one. And it's going to be the safe lane Void actually, not the off lane Void. This is okay. The Viper definitely doesn't scale as much with farm as the Void does. So it does make sense to put the Viper in the off lane. Maybe see that, we're probably still going to see that Atos build into Greaves. So not too much of an uncommon offlaner build. Or at least the Greaves is. The Atos is a little bit weird, but the Greaves is pretty stock standard. Didn't use the steering arrows, but we'll get the last hit anyway. And actually, Ember Spirit is owning pretty hard on the last hits in the first 2 waves. But once another point in steering arrows comes out, I think it's gonna get pretty tough for this Ember Spirit. Actually gets the uphill miss, very unfortunate. You hate to see that happen. And yeah, like this Silencer is not going to be able to do much till he hits level 2. He actually has been spamming Arcane Curse, which I don't like that much, because they can just stand next to each other and then the Fortune's End will just dispel both of them. And you're trading 75 mana for 125. Yeah, there you go. It's like there's nothing that the Silencer can do with this Arcane Curse. And now he's wasted all of his mana. He's going to have to like hide in the trees with the Clarity for a while. Once he gets level 2, he's got the Pointing Glaze of Wisdom now, but yeah, he's out of mana. He's only got enough for like 8 hits. So bot lane, probably not going to be too much going on. Nice Impale from the Nyx Assassin. Actually an early point in Lucky Shot from the Pangli. I feel like if you're in this lane, you probably want to maximize your burst damage and pick up the point in Shield Crash. The Lucky Shot, I mean, you gotta get lucky, right? And if you can only kill the Void if you silence him. Or try and bait out that Time Walk. So maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe you gotta try and get a Lucky Shot silence onto the Faceless Void and then follow up with an Impale. Might be able to get this Void down pretty low. I think it's a 2-second duration and a 2-second Lucky Shot. Gets that bash. Feels good. DD on the Ember Spirit. We're not gonna see this Max Sleight Fist build that we've been seeing like pretty much most Ember Spirits go up against. The Flame Guard isn't going to help that much against the Clinks, so I don't agree with this at all actually. If he wants to trade with the Clinks, he should go for the Points and Sleight of Fist. It just helps him get in range. So, not really sure. Maybe Ember is going to look for a rotation, but like, Faceless Void doesn't do that much magic damage either. Yeah, there's the bash, I guess. Maybe relying on the fact that Flame Guard won't get cancelled. But now he has no way to pressure this Clinks in the lane. And that double damage would have been pretty sweet with the Sleight of Fist spam. Also, the cooldown went down at level 1 from like 26 seconds to 18. So there's a lot more incentive to go for early points of Sleight of Fist now. And we're just gonna see some farming going on. Mid lane is probably the only one where like Ember Spirit will die. Clinks has no chance of dying here. There's no points to the Sleight of Fist, so this Clink's gonna be on full HP. Can Orb Walk with the Steering Arrow, so won't even draw aggro. Gets the Disarm on the Faceless Void, but just gonna bash the Nyx Assassin. Yeah, pretty passive game. 2 points in the Arcane Curse now. I guess it's fine. You do want to max Arcane Curse first. It's probably the best spell that scales on Silencer. The other 2 spells are kind of rubbish in terms of scaling. Last Word is okay, but I feel like the Arcane Curse is a lot better. But this Oracle is presenting the Silencer with a lot of trouble. But if they saw the Fortune's End come out, he can cast the Arcane Curse now and get a pretty decent chunk of damage. And that's what he does. So the Fortune's End on cooldown for a little bit longer. And we'll see if he wants to waste it. It's not worth it. Actually waste it. Doesn't dispel himself. So the Oracle's going to take a pretty decent chunk of damage here. Actually not great at all. Now the Oracle can't go for this for the rune. And the Luna's actually getting pretty low. But won't be able to get taken out. Now the Oracle can't go for the Bounty Rune because she cast the Fortune's End on the Luna but wasn't able to dispel himself, so it took that extra damage from the Arcane Curse. And it's going to be 3 Bounty Runes going the way of $6 million Echo Slam. So this Ogre is kind of one of the kings of the Bounty Rune as well. And not go for Max Bloodlust, I don't agree with this one at all. Giving Faceless Void an attack speed steroid early on is actually going to help him fight in whatever he's going to go for. Maybe we'll see the Mask of Madness or the Maelstrom, or even the Battle Fury. You might have to go Battle Fury if you want to keep up with the Luna. The Luna. But if Ogre went for this max Bloodlust build, this Ogre, this Faceless Void would be able to come to fights a lot earlier than the Luna can. And they really need him to come to fights because they don't have much lockdown otherwise. They've just got the Ogre Magi. So, I don't like this build at all from the Ogre. I don't think it's the right one. Finally puts a point in Bloodlust, but you really want to max that one out. Probably going to max the Ignite first, which is, it's okay. The slow is nice, but it's not that much. It's not going to have as much value as like a max Bloodlust, I would say. And more farming going on. It's actually pretty close, less than a 1k gold lead. The Ember Spirit looks like he's actually pretty far ahead of the Clicked. Yeah, I'm not really sure how this Ember has been staying in the lane so well. He has a bottle, and he has been getting all the runes I've seen, so maybe that's how he's been sustaining in the lane. Misses the steering chains, a little bit unfortunate there, but I feel like the Clinks can just man up and kill him though. Does have the Remnant to retreat to. The Clinks, he's got Burning Army now. We'll see what rotations he decides to do. Ember Spirit's gonna go for top. The Silencers are pretty easy to kill. The Viper's a little bit tougher, but again, Viper's only level 4, so the problems with the side lane Viper gets spotted by the creeps, and the Silencer, he is pretty dead. The level 4 Oracle with 2 points in Purifying Flames and the Fortune's End is pretty. It's a lot of burst damage coming out from the Oracle. Look at that. Oh, actually, only cast 2 spells. So the Ember Spirit gonna walk back to lane instead of using the Remnant. Oh, the Remnant ran out. That's pretty unfortunate. And finally has a point in Sleight of Fist. Gonna run at the Clinks now. Misses the chains on him though. Misses the Sleight of Fist chains combo. But Clinks managed to get a little bit of farm out of that, so not bad. Going for a Medallion first. It's okay. But they really need an Orchid if they're going to take out this Ember Spirit. That's sort of surprise factor. Alternatively, we see Clinks going for Diffusal Blade a lot. I believe the Burning Army gets the Diffusal Blade bonus. But the main thing is just having a slow for the Clinks to just pummel into an enemy and kill them instantly. Also, that bonus attack speed is pretty sweet for the Diffusal Blade, because then you just burn all their mana as well. And that's another way they can kill him. So we'll see if this Clinks decides to go for a Diffusal Blade. Obviously, the problem with that is that Ember Spirit needs to kind of like fuck up a little bit. His reaction speed needs to be a little bit slow, or he needs to be already really low on mana for Clinks to be able to secure those kills with the Diffusal Blade. So we'll probably see the Orchid instead.
A tool to teach.
Faceless Void is almost level 6, so we'll see if he's able to secure a kill down here. It's going to be pretty tough. The Pangolier might be the easiest target. Actually, they have like the same HP and same armor. So you got to make sure the Pangolier doesn't get a shield crash off. Ember Spirit's heading back top again. He's got an Arcane Rune. Didn't drop a Remnant in mid, so he's going to have to TP back. But Oracle is pretty low on mana, so Oracle's not going to be able to help too much in this fight either. There's no bottle charges left for him. But the Silencer, he's pretty easy food at this point. But I'm not really sure about this rotation from the Ember Spirit. Gets Arcane Curse, and Ember Spirit needs to use his spells a lot. Eclipse comes out onto the Viper, and the Viper's by himself. The Viper will go down as well. A nice double kill, and that's definitely worth it now. So Luna gets the double kill off to a great start already, has her treads complete if she wants to. Probably won't see a Midas come out of Luna, it's just not a very good item. But early points in the Lucent Beam, so not going to go for that full farm build where you put 1 point in Lucent Beam, 2 points in Lunar Blessing, and then 4 points in Moonglaves. They definitely have a pretty free game to do that. The Pangolier and the Ember Spirit can make a lot of space for this Luna, and she's already off to a pretty good start. So I would have liked to see this Max Moonglaves build, but maybe thinking that she was feeling the pressure a little bit too hard from the Viper a little bit. The Nether Toxin cancels the Lunar Blessing, I believe, and the Moonglaves, so... but I mean, you don't really use Moonglaves in a fight. Clinks will go down and take out the Pengli didn't even need to use Burning Army for that, so that's pretty nice. Bash? Oh, he uses the Chronosphere actually. A lot of hate coming out from the Faceless Void. But it's fine, because you're not going to be team fighting too much early on, so not having that Chronosphere is okay. And it secured him the kill, and that's the important part. He gets only 200 gold though. Gotta go for a quick Mask of Madness, makes sense. You just want to get a lot of attack speed on this hero and get as many bashes as possible. And that's why we would prefer to see Max Bloodlust. Gonna see an early Maelstrom come out of Ember Spirit, so no bullshit coming out of from him. No drums or even Face Boost. It looks like he's probably gonna go. Actually, he's gonna go for Face Boost, but no drums. So gonna look to farm a little bit, I think. The drums is like the super aggressive build, but at the same time, the Pengli doesn't benefit that much from drums either, and the Luna doesn't really want to fight yet. So I guess it's okay. Actually, Tread's coming out from the Clinks. Actually, I don't even know what you buy on Clinks. I feel like he's just a brown boots hero. He's out of mana though, so not going to be able to contribute too much to a fight if he gets caught out.
The rune of invisibility.
Invis on the Ember Spirit and a haste, so this Viper in a lot of trouble. You're going to see this Viper go down here. Ember Spirit scooting on in, steering chains, and the creeps will get the kill. Actually, I'm a little bit critical of this Clinks here. I feel like he over-rotated too long. Like, whenever Ember Spirit leaves the lane, you have to pressure this mid tower. And Ember Spirit's been rotating a lot. So this Clinks, he should just sit mid and like push the tower and punish this Ember Spirit for his rotations. Now nobody is getting trades for it. Sure, they're like getting the Pengli and the Nyx Assassin, but the Viper's died more times than the Pengli has. Just feel like Clinks is not pushing his heroes to the limits. Bot lane, the Ogre got pretty low. Misses the Swashbuckle unfortunately, so won't be able to finish off the Ember. The Ogre. Ember Spirit is here now. Clinks spots him out with the Invis. Clinks is again pretty low on mana, so he can drop his Burning Army. He actually takes the tome for himself. What a greedy mid player. Okay, maybe he's giving it to his teammates. Eclipse will come out onto the Viper again. The Ogre will go down to the Nyx stun. The Burning Army comes out now. There's no more Swashbuckle. They saw him use it, but he gets fogged and he just TP's out. He'll be fine. And the Nyx Assassin, is he gonna make it out as well? Impale misses everyone, so he will go down eventually. This Faceless Void will get a Time Walk in time. Ember Spirit should really come in and help out the Nyx. Nyx uses his Vendetta to get away. It gets false promised, so nice save from the Oracle. He actually would have died there because he used the Vendetta after the Arcane Curse. But probably could have just Faith Edict him, honestly. Didn't need the false promise. Bit of a waste. Maelstrom is almost done on the Ember Spirit. We'll see how aggressive he wants to be with it. Obviously it does increase his ability to fight. And I like this a lot. Just a quick Manta Star from the Luna. No Mask of Madness, who needs that? And now it's time to hit creeps. Gonna start maxing out Moonglaze. Hopefully we see her skip her talent. I think just maxing out Moonglaze first is definitely the way to go. Otherwise she's not gonna get max Moonglaze until level 13. And that's the level 4 on Moonglaze is really nice. Chronosphere on the bot lane. They get the Oracle and the Nyx Assassin. Pengli is here. The Mask of Madness comes out onto the Faceless Void and he's in a lot of trouble. He's gonna go down. Oracle will eventually go down to the Silencer, but trading the Faceless Void for the Oracle is not worth it at all. Silencer is going to get taken down as well. They're going to dive him. Impale from the Nyx Assassin. It's a nice aim on that. And yeah, I would say that was pretty disastrous from the side of $6 million Echo Slam. The Chronosphere didn't kill anyone, and they just took... Oh, they killed the Oracle eventually, but... 2 down for the Oracle is not really worth it at all. Ogre gonna buff up the tower with that level 1 Bloodlust, so you're not gonna get that crazy amount of attack speed on the tower. Ember Spirit's here though. The Void is just only has 2 points in the Time Walk, so he's only gonna get 1 Time Walk this fight. Luna gets a solo kill on the Viper again, so this Luna is very far ahead now. Fire Blast onto the Ember Spirit. A nice 2-minute swashbuckle. The Global Silence comes out to try and delay the fight a bit, but the Faceless Void goes down anyway. Remnant forward from the Ember Spirit, and 4 down on the side of Team's $6 million Echo Slam. A complete disaster for them. And already 6k gold lead for Team Dendiate. 6k experience as well. And yeah, it's looking pretty favored. This Luna, she's pretty jacked up, almost has the ultimate orb as well for the meta style. Now once she gets that, her farm is going to accelerate so much. Actually is able to get the tower by herself. The Viper isn't going to be able to stop it. I feel like if he went for the Viper Strike, he could have killed the Luna, but maybe it was a bit out of range. The Viper Strike range is really small. And Luna is one of the fastest heroes, especially with this Yasha as well. She's pretty fast. Dendiate gonna go for this mid tower now. They're not very good at pushing towers without Luna, and even then Luna is not that great at pushing towers, but they will take this out eventually. There is Chronosphere, but I don't think the Faceless Void wants to fight right now. He wants to at least get a Maelstrom before he wants to fight. Just get that little bit of extra damage output.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
No. Looks like Dendiate want to fight here. Impale misses everyone. They don't have any detection either for the Clinks. Rolling Thunder onto the Viper. They're not gonna see the Clinks. Actually, they do hit the Clinks anyway. But the Impale's still on cooldown. Ember Spirit's here now. The Searing Chains onto the Viper, and the Viper will get obliterated. The Burning Army goes down, and that's a completely wasted Burning Army for the Clinks. This is really important. He's not just like, he's a team fighting hero now. You can't just skirmish with this guy anymore. And the Ogre just feeds his life away as well. Not even Vendetta used. This Nyx Assassin has a lot of gold. It's got the GPM talent now as well. We just see that early Ags come out. I love Ags on Nyx Assassin. It's so much fun to play. And Faceless Void gonna have a lot of trouble dealing with this mana burn actually. The Chronosphere costs a shit ton of his mana pool, and it's very often that you just like straight up run out of mana during fights.
Ember strength. Now rekindled.
There's no detection on the side of $6 million Echo Slam, so the Nyx will get away for free. And just posturing around this top area, they've got nice, actually dual observer wards, which is a little bit inefficient, especially because they can drop 1 sentry on this high ground here and deward both. Viper walks up the hill and instantly dies, so some sad times there. Silence is here as well, it's just gotta feed. Yikes. Alright, well now Dendiate, they can take both the mid and the top tower with not much contest. And yep, this game is looking pretty grim for $6 million Echo Slam. They kind of just got crushed in the laning phase. The Ember Spirit didn't get crushed as much as I would expect. Actually, not able to take the tower. The levels are pretty low on the side of $6 million Echo Slam, so they respawn pretty quickly. There's the Burning Army back up now, so they can look to fight if they're feeling bold with the Chronosphere. But they need to smoke up. This ward's doing a lot of work, and there's just no sentry, there's no detection on the side of $6 million Echo Slam. I guess the Nyx as well of all heroes. So some not great work out of the supports of $6 million Echo Slam. If you're the Silencer, oh actually Silencer is pretty fun. Ogre's the one buying wards? I wasn't expect that one. Anyway, if you're like the Ogre or the Silencer, you gotta just like not buy boots and just buy a lot of sentries, honestly. You're up against the Nyx Assassin. Like if we compare the vision of $6 million Echo Slam compared to Dendiate, the vision is just so much better. Vendetta comes out again. There's a blink dagger on the next assassin now. It's not too unexpected. Ogre puts down a ward right in front of the next assassin. It's gonna get dewatered straight away. So that's feels bad. And they're gonna just take 2 lanes. So one effective strategy against big team fight like Faceless Void, the Chronosphere, and the Burning Army is just a split push, because then you can't use it everywhere at once. If you use the Chronosphere in one fight, you won't have it for the other fight. They're gonna group up, and Luna, she's just going for the high ground. They're gonna go for a base race, and this is not favoring $6 million Echo Slam at all. The Vendetta onto the Clinks, gets the 2-man Impale as well. Global Silence comes out, but the Luna, she's just taking the high ground. There's nothing to stop her. They're like not even paying attention to her. She's gonna take the tier 3 now. Also bot lane, Ember Spirit and the Catapult and the Pangolier is gonna slowly take down this tower as well. Luna going for the melee racks as well, and she's got 3 points in the 4 points in the glaives now. So gonna have that bouncing go everywhere. The Chronosphere onto the Luna, so she stayed a little bit too long. Will get caught out, but she can just Eclipse and take out this Faceless Void. Here we go. Eclipse comes out, and she's gonna solo kill the Faceless Void, and no one else is in the base to protect it. The range racks goes down. Viper's back now, but Viper still doesn't have an ATOS. Luna's gonna give her life away for this melee racks, and I would say it's pretty much worth it. They have to take out this stage creep first, and Ember Spirit delaying them a little bit. And this stage creep is going to work. It's going to take out the melee racks. The Rolling Thunder comes out. Gonna miss everyone somehow. Viper will eventually go down. And the Silence are going to go down as well. 4 down on the side of $6 million Echo Slam. A complete disaster. And the siege creep. One more hit. Cardi. Oh, it got it. It had so many uphill miss. That siege creep was hitting that racks for so long. Luna gave her life away for that, and very much worth it. They can get the shrines now as well. Get the next Aegis. And yeah, 17k gold swing, gold advantage now for the side of Team Dendiate. Also, this Ember Spirit went for a Yules just in case the Clinks went for an Orchid. He does have an Orchid queued up, so by the time Clinks gets it, it's already going to be counted. At this point, it's not even worth getting the Orchid, I would say. Like, you might as well just go for a Diffusal Blade and try and ramp up that damage output, because it's not going to help anymore. There's already a Yules on the Ember Spirit. Gonna go for this Roche now. Disarm the Roche. It's gonna take him a while to take this. Luna's not the greatest at taking Roche, but they do have that Luna Blessing, the juicy 24 attributes. They got rid of the... Yeah, they got rid of the Luna Blessing talent altogether, because it's not really that relevant anymore. With it used to be like plus 48 damage or something like that. Now it's like stats instead of damage. Yeah, they can just give this Aegis to the Luna, and then have her siege the towers. Once they take out the tower, it's just like bouncing moon glaives for days, and it feels pretty hard to go up against. Radiance queued up for the Ember Spirit, so I like this a lot. Swashbuckle forward, Rolling Thunder from the Pangolier. Is he going to catch up to the Viper? He will eventually. Uses the shield crash to get over the crevasse over here, so I like that a lot. And Viper will go down. Global Silence comes out from the Silencer before he dies, but he's dead anyway. And this game's looking pretty over. No buyback on the Silencer or the Viper, so they gotta fight 4v5 here. Maybe just give up the racks and wait. They have Chronosphere and Burning Army if Clinks manages to get back with enough mana. But they're gonna take this racks for free.
Dire's bottom tower is fallen.
And there's a lot of lives to take out. The Luna has 2 lives, and there's just not really enough damage. And I don't think the Burning Army attacks inside the Chronosphere. Not too sure about that one either. It's one of those like question mark interactions because the hero got reworked and it's new. Luna gonna go for the T3 tower now. And this is the last stand from $6 million Echo Slam. The Chronosphere only catches the Pangolier and the Nyx, which is fine, but the Luna gonna get the Eclipse off, gets 2 kills already on the Faceless Void and the Ogre Magi. The Viper's gonna go down as well. Triple kill for the Luna and a follow-up kill for the Ember Spirit. And the Clinks not dusted up, so is gonna go down. They don't see him though. Burning Army came out but didn't do that much damage. I don't think they attacked during the Chronos view. And if I was $6 million Echo Slam, I'd probably call it by now. There's still the Aegis on the Luna. It's just gonna be a slow death. These bouncing glaives.
Bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
And the Mega Creeps are out. GG is called.
And have thus earned Mega Creeps.
I don't know about this. I felt like $6 million Echo Slam, they had a decent lineup. It was pretty hard to execute. The Oracle really put up like a stop to a lot of it. We didn't even see the impact of the Oracle. Just as Luna and Ember Spirit got so far ahead early on and then just completely dominated the side of $6 million Echo Slam. There's not too much to say about this game. It's pretty one-sided.